I got the bangs, which, as you know, like, you can't come back from very easily or very quickly.
No, it's a commitment. If you don't like it,
you're
screwed.
So I went to my
year.
therapist, and she told me, don't keep these bangs.
Oh, she did?
She was
my God.
She was like, they don't look good on you.
Banging it out, banging it out, banging it out, banging it out, banging it out.
Hey, welcome to Banging It Out. I'm Elke Thoms. We're back for part 2 with Kara Connolly, singer-songwriter, actress, hair wizard. Extraordinaire. Welcome back.
I'm so excited to be a double guest.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, we just have so much to get into. I mean, I feel like we really barely scratched the surface.
I know. There's so many layers to unearth.
So I feel like where we left off last time, we were kind of talking about the release of your first album and then into your second.
California Queen.
Yes, which I love. I adore this album. I've been listening to it all week, jamming out.
That's so
like... It's so like peaceful, even though you're talking about really like, it's like you said, really cathartic stuff. But it just fills me with so much like hope and joy. So I really love it.
Well, that actually kind of is why I wanted to go back to a little bit. I wasn't quite ready to go like blonde again.
Yeah.
But I wanted something a little softer because I felt like the album, you know, I'm from California. I was born in California. Like, it's really an album about self-discovery.
Yes. 100%.
And kind of stepping back into your power. I write a lot about that and kind of finding self-worth and learning to set boundaries. And it's very much like life lessons.
Yes.
So I wanted to come back a little bit to my younger self because I felt like
I love that.
Life in Rear View was like, I'm kind of taking ownership and I'm like, you know, self-worth and I'm like letting go of these like relationships and whatever.
Totally.
And then California Queen was kind of like a coming back to myself a bit and sort of learning these life lessons along the way of like how to stop being a people pleaser, how to like stop being such a workaholic, how to stop, you know.
I love that.
Yeah, how to set boundaries, like these very personal self things, not really romance connected. Like, what do I want and who am I and how do I like become that? And
it almost feels like the Life in Rear View and the copper red hair was sort of, you had to be like, no, this is who I am, and really put up the wall of like, I'm taking charge. But then now that you've set that boundary, you kind of get to more comfortably come back into, okay, who am I really?
Yes.
And I love that.
And I still really loved a bit of the red because it felt like, oh, there's something in here that's like really fun and it is me. And it does feel like me, but I just want it to be a little more natural, a little softer. And I actually shout out to my hair colorist, stylist, Guy Tang.
Hell yeah.
He's amazing.
Putting in the work.
Yeah. No, he's amazing. And he actually really took me to the shade of golden, kind of strawberry-ish blonde, warm blonde that I really love and created that California Queen shade and like took a lot of time to kind of find that with me and encourage me to do it because he was like, yes, like this is the shade.
And I know that's
like,
so scary. I mean, I feel like my TikTok and Instagram feeds have been flooded with like color analysis stuff.
Yes.
So I can only imagine when you're going in there and you're like, okay, what exact shade of this red or
because it's a warm
blonde?
color and sometimes people look better with the cool. And actually cool blonde is kind of more maybe like traditionally trendy.
I see. Okay.
I think that maybe in recent years people are going a little more to like the warm blonde, like Lindsay Lohan's kind of like a warm blonde right now or whatever. But I feel like the cool blonde was like forever the trend. And so he was like, let's do warm blonde because that's like kind of unique still. And you clearly can pull off the warm because you just did copper. And so I was like, okay, so we did that. And then I ended up really falling in love with it. And I felt very like, oh, this feels really good. And like it feels like an in-between. And it's funny because I almost feel like my hair now can be a bit like a mood ring. Sometimes people think I'm a redhead and sometimes people think I'm a blonde.
Totally.
So it kind of is like I get to be both.
You get to be sort of all the versions of yourself.
I was doing a scene with this actor friend of mine, and he was like, every day you show up for rehearsal, your hair's a different color. And I'm like, well, it depends. Like, where in the wash cycle are we?
I literally was about to say I deal with that too, but it's just what hair wash day was it? I'm a fully different shade of blonde.
What's the lighting? What's
exactly.
Because he's like, I swear yesterday you were a redhead and today you're a blonde.
Yeah.
And you're so blonde today.
Also, how much time you spent in the sun. It really does become a reflection of like what's going on in your life currently.
So I like that I can kind of be, because I'm naturally a blonde, so I can kind of be a blonde, but I also had my like little redhead phase, so I can like kind of be a redhead. And for me, it falls into this like, again, like I don't really like being able to be categorized, I guess. Yeah. And I don't like when people like, I don't know. I don't like feeling misunderstood. I don't like feeling miscategorized. I don't, and so I think, I'm like, well, you can't, I'm both. I'm a redhead and a blonde, and like different day, different thing.
How much pressure is there? I mean, I know a lot of times with artists, there is kind of a sense of like you have to have a new look for each album or a new vibe. Like, do you feel that pressure? Do you feel like it's a good thing, a bad thing? Is it a pressure to change your hair all the time?
That's
like, what does that feel like? Yeah.
To be honest, I feel like I really enjoy that aspect of the music artistry. Like, I love aesthetics and visuals and like pairing a visual identity with the music. That's like part of the artistry, I think. It's like one of my favorite things. Yeah. Some people like it less so, I know. Yeah. For me, it's a part of the self-expression. Now, it does make things sometimes difficult, especially because I'm also an actor, and now like I am auditioning.
Right.
And
so you're having to balance your like
two sides. Yeah. And also like, for me, I do view like that as part of the identity of the album. Yeah. Or I'm like, okay, what does this feel like? What does this look like? What are the colors? And I think about that. Yeah. What's the makeup? Like, Life in Review was very like, I mean, ironically, because of the conversations with the agent, but it was very girl next door, like jean shorts, a shirt, sneakers. Like, it was very like, here's your friend hanging out. Right. Lots of color and whatever, sunshine. And then California Queen, I started experimenting with like gems and colorful makeup and, like feathers and like much bolder outfits. Yes. And like kind of falling into that kind of a little bit experimental world. And then I think just depending on where the music goes, I always foresee myself shifting in that way. But it does make it a little bit difficult because, like, I'm like, I don't really want to change my headshot. Yeah, again, back to the freaking headshot, because now they are
These are
working.
two very different worlds. Because in music, right. It is. I like how you say that it's part of the assignment, but it's a fun part where it's like you get to create this whole vibe.
But interestingly enough, I've been having meetings lately for music with managers and industry people, and they are actually like encouraging the opposite. Like, they're like, pick a vibe and like keep releasing the same song over and over and over until people pay attention to it. Like, they're like, if you keep changing your look, your hair color, your sound, then people will be like, who is this artist? Like, I just fell in love with that song, and now this song is so different. Yes. But for me, that's really hard to swallow, because it's like, once I've created something, I'm like kind of onto something else. Right. And I write in a lot of different genres, because I do write for other artists, and so I get inspired by different genres. And so as an artist myself, like, I'm like, but I just made an alt pop, like country alt album. Like, I don't want to make that again. Like, I want to make something different, even if it is very different. But then people are like, well, that's confusing.
Yeah. And I also know by the time an album comes out, like, you wrote
I'm usually so over it.
Yeah, right. So there's almost a level of like
I love it in my heart, but I'm like, I'm kind of sometimes like, oh, I'm actually 5 steps ahead of where this was. Totally. And it's really weird to get messages like, you're gonna be okay, or whatever.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I've been okay.
Yeah, or like, you'll find a new man, and you're like, and I'm like, like, what the hell? You know what I mean?
Like, it's like not,
and you're like, that was a decade ago, or whatever.
I mean, I so relate to that with comedy. It is like, I mean, when you write the joke, you just feel this high, this elation about it, and then you're like, okay,
got it.
Now I gotta say it 10,000 times. Yeah.
And you have to still find that same kind of connection to it that maybe you had when you wrote it.
There is a little bit of almost like, and I'm sure you do this with performing too, but I find at least for comedy that you have to like find that energy that you felt when you first wrote the joke.
Do you feel like that kind of brings you back to acting? Because for me, I feel like on stage when I'm singing songs, even though I wrote them about my life, I have to like kind of put myself into the story of the song of like, okay, this is where I was. Yeah. And I almost view it a little bit as like an acting exercise, even though I do feel it like I was that. So it's not like it wasn't me and isn't a part of me. Yeah. But I feel like I have to kind of
like
become
get there.
that again.
It's such a good question. It's actually highlighting to me how like acting is really just like a lot of times I think I will kind of shoot myself down and be like, oh, I'm a great stand-up, I'm a great writer, but I'm not naturally a good actor. But it's like, you're right. I go up there on stage.
You're doing
and
it every
I am
night.
doing it. So it's probably more of a mental thing of in my head, I'm like, well, I'm still being me. But there is a level of like, right, if you're making
like
a joke about
version of you or something.
Exactly. Because if you're making a joke about whatever, a breakup or whatever.
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah, you have to navigate that in a way that the audience is still gonna...
And I'm sure it makes you a better actor because now when you go do a singing, like you're up in front of people, you're comfortable in your skin and in your performing and in your body, and like you're able to like navigate. Like, I think it does make you, overall a better performer. I do think they go hand in hand.
I think at least if you've got people saying like, you'll be okay, you're crushing it out there. You're like, I'm actually so fine. But imagine you can't go out there and sing a sad song and be like, your face is like, I'm over this. I don't even.
It's just funny because sometimes I want to be like, but like I don't love always getting like sympathy. It's a weird, you know what I'm saying? Like online when you're sharing something and then they're like, don't worry, and like. It's this weird. It's the worst feeling because you're like, I'm sharing this because I want to like help inspire others. Or like have a connection. I'm not sharing it to be like, I'm so sorry. Like, and it feels like icky.
No, it is my.
I don't know if that's my own weird thing.
No, it is my absolute least favorite thing when I tell a joke, and it's not even if people don't laugh. That's fine, but when people go, oh yeah, oh my god, just kill me, like oh my god,
like, take me out.
Take me out, like that. Like I would rather I tell the joke and everybody is just and silence, I'm like, okay, we'll work on it.
Didn't land,
exactly. But when I get I'm like, okay, I'm like,
it's so cringy, right? You're like it like my insides like
it always also makes me feel weirdly like I'm an adult, guys.
I don't love the sympathy thing because it's like I wouldn't be sharing this if I wasn't like in some regard able to handle it.
And I think the people that do it do think, they think they're being, they think they're helping. They think
it comes from a great
place. But they
have
no idea how hard that energy is, especially on stage, to climb out of. Like, because then you have to kind of call them out and be like, I'm good. I don't
think it's not at all intentional. It comes from the best place. Like 100%. They're like, oh, you're gonna be okay. Like they want to. But it's like, you don't get where this is from this side. Like, it makes it so hard, like you said, to kind of get out of that space. Because you're just like, now I'm stuck in this like weird pity party.
Yeah, you have to kind of then reassure people that you're okay, which is never good. You're supposed to be reassuring them that they're okay.
I'm
when
okay.
you're
I'm
performing.
Just sharing.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Just sharing so you can connect.
And so it's interesting to hear that you get that too, even if it is like off stage. Yeah, people being like, it's gonna be fine, and you're like, I wrote this song years ago.
I'm like, I've been in a relationship for 10 years.
Yeah,
or whatever it is. It's not always relationship based,
right? Totally.
Sometimes they're like, you'll find a guy.
Oh, I mean, comics. This is huge. I mean, you write a good breakup joke. If you had that breakup 20 years ago, you're still going to use it.
You're still broken up with for
exactly.
The rest of your
like
life.
there's no, I mean, it's always coming from, or at least I shouldn't say always, but for me, it's always coming from real life anecdotes. But like what happened years ago is still going to be used.
And it's still in your set.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that it happened yesterday.
Exactly.
But people kind of automatically assume like you're in that now.
Yeah, 100%.
And I get it because you're doing your job.
Yeah.
Like that's showing that you made them feel and connect and like it is making them feel like it's current.
Yeah. And I will say on the flip side,
but
you can't do it. I mean, for music, you probably have a nice buffer of like by the time you write the song and put it out, some time has passed. I definitely have been in a situation where like I was fresh out of a breakup or something else, and I'm like, you know what? I got some jokes.
Put this up
there. And I like get up on stage and it will wake you up to like, oh, I'm actually not ready.
I've done that before
to talk about this. Yeah, like there needs to be a little space.
There have been times where I've shared songs, like maybe not the finished song, but like snippets or like me live playing something, and I'm like, I should not have told that story because I don't feel. And then you get responses, and you're like, I'm not ready for these responses. Yeah,
right. You'd rather be in the place where you're like, oh, like, thanks so much, I'm good. Yeah, but instead you're like, oh, this actually is still.
And it makes you realize like that you are triggered by it.
Yeah.
And it's not a good feeling.
100%.
That's a bad feeling too. So it's like knowing when and how to share. And like you have to be past it because you're going to get like weird reactions.
Yeah, you're going to get reactions to it. You're going to get kind of judgments on whatever that thing was.
So I guess that is the beauty of like when you put something out and you are so far past it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. The good thing with California Queen is that because it was so like self-discovery focused, I feel like I'm forever kind of dealing with the topics that are on California Queen.
That. Yeah,
like it doesn't feel like it expired in the way that certain other things have for me because I'm like, I'm just getting to new levels or layers of this. Like, yes, I'm better at setting boundaries than I was 2-3 years ago, but like
it's always going to be
still
a
need to
conversation.
get better at it. Like, yes, like I'm not as depressed as I was when I wrote something more,
but it could happen again.
Yeah,
we never know.
But like certain days, I have days where I'm like, what is the point of this? And like, why am I on this hamster wheel? And, you know what I mean? And like, I'm not as insecure as I was when I was writing the song California Queen or when I was reflecting on those moments. But like, there are still days where I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't look good and I can't show up.
These are topics that are going to be relevant to you
just
for longer.
In new layers.
Which is great because you know you're going to be performing them for a while. So I
think that's the beauty of that one. And I mean, I hope I still stay connected to it. You know, of course I get sick of like, I've heard the songs, I've mixed them, I've sat with them. So at certain points I'm like, oh, I can't hear that song again.
Do you get like sick of your own voice, that kind of thing? Yeah.
Well, I start to like, even with whether it's with acting or singing, I start to be like, because you see yourself so much and you hear yourself so much, like I start to sort of be like, I have a weird voice.
No, totally. Yeah. I will watch this and I will be like, is my face weird?
Yeah.
No one else, to be clear, nobody else's face has ever been weird, but mine's weird for sure. Something's up.
Me too.
Like,
No, I literally will say that to my partner. I'll be like, I think I have a weird face.
And also like with,
I don't know.
with jokes, it's not even like a self-deprecating thing, I think, but it just, I do have to hear a joke so much that I write that by the time I'm watching like a clip, I'm like, this is not funny.
This is bad, right?
Literally, like I don't think there's a single laugh in here. I don't know why people are laughing because it's not.
No, totally. I think we just hear it so much that we're like, you start to be able to see like everything. Layer of it, and you're like, oh, that could also mean that, and I didn't realize that I was writing that and it meant that. You know what I mean? It's like because you've just heard it. So many times that like you start to find kind of new things about it, good and bad.
So when you're looking at your next project, what are you like kind of envisioning in terms of like the hair? Is that something that you want to change or do you feel kind of like, So
I actually recently, I wore my hair extensions today.
They look great.
Because
I wouldn't have guessed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My hair naturally is pretty long right now.
Yeah.
So I think like it, hopefully blends decently. But I wanted, shout out again, Guy Tang, MVP.
Crushing it.
I told him, I said, for my next music project, I was like, I want long, thick hair where I can be like running through the woods, like heroine, like fairy tale kind of.
Yes.
Damsel in distress, but it's like with a spin on it, power, like kind of an empowered damsel.
Yeah, totally. The woodsy, like, I don't know if you had this, but okay, when I was like a teenager, I just wanted my hair long enough. I don't know why this was the vision in my mind, but to cover my boobs. I just wanted it down
totally
over so that like so
there's
I could
a
just
certain
be a
like
woodland.
nature woodland kind of like I let my hair grow this long because I don't have access to scissors. Like,
yes, exactly.
Like that's the vibe I was kind of wanting.
And I feel like I did that, and then I stood in front of the miror once, and I was like,
cool,
okay, cool,
got it. Yeah,
all right,
you get over it quickly.
Yeah, you get over it quickly. Yeah,
but I was like, my hair's pretty long. Like I even went in to see Guy, and he was like, your hair's naturally like very long right now. And I was like, for me it is because I think I hadn't colored it in a while, so it like got a little healthier. And then I was like, but I want like that thickness where I could like put it into an anti-heroin braid and
love that.
You know what I mean? Like very Katniss Everdeen. And and you would be like, okay, cool, like I get the vision.
Right.
And so for me, I was like, do you think we could somehow like get extensions? And he was so cool, and he was like, I have these extensions, and like we gotta color them to match your hair and like color your hair to match the extensions. And it was like it was a long process. Like, shout out to the MVP guy Tang. Like, he put in the work, you know? Like, he was like, we are matching that. Like, we are making
And that is, I mean, you're really trusting him with like your brand.
Yeah, totally.
So,
Totally. And also, like, you know, there's a lot of hair with extensions, so it takes a lot of time to like strip the color and add color and like to make it match and like cut it. And like, it's a whole freaking day thing. And so I didn't want permanent extensions.
Yes.
Because I don't have that energy in me. I've done that in the past. You have to style them every single day.
Yeah.
If you don't, they look very different from your natural hair texture.
It's a lot of work.
You cannot leave your hair wet or they get tangled. If you're like 2 months in, you can't, like, it is.
There's sort of like a difference between like, okay, what brand and vibe am I embracing? And then like, I can't give myself too much work.
Yes,
though.
Because also like I do oftentimes just like don't wear makeup and put my hair in a bun and like sit at a computer.
Yeah,
and, like,
exactly.
I cannot, so like to me that was, I'm like, I cannot be fixing my permanent extensions every 2 months.
Yes.
And then they start to look really stringy because like they fall out. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
So I was like, I would rather do some clip-ins.
Yeah.
So that like when I choose to be this character of this album, like I could do it for the shoot. I could do it for social media. I could wear it, whatever, but I don't. And now I'm telling my secrets. But again, I know there's no mystery.
There's,
Like,
right.
You guys
in a
get
way,
to hear the industry trade
know,
secrets.
I feel like what's up. And how you're doing it.
So I'm like, that's how I'm choosing to do it because I want that look, but I don't want to be back in that high maintenance lifestyle. So Guy helped me find this middle ground. He's like, we're going to do clip-ins. We're going to like show you how to put it in. It's going to be cut in a certain way. And like, and then when I do the cover photos and the videos and stuff, I can style it. Because you can style it however you want once they're in. I can style it to be that kind of, but basically it's like I started writing from these different perspectives of these women, I guess. I started writing from characters really for this next record. And it ended up being, I was writing for different film trailers. And so it ended up very like cinematic and eerie and dark and kind of like in the woods. And it came because I was writing for these projects, but then I started pulling in pieces of things that were really inspiring to me. And then people started being like, I really love this. Like, this is like a new part of your voice. And I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I could release these.
Yeah, totally.
And kind of make a project out of this. And like, I go into the woods and there's this like woodsy character and it's, you know, this sort of like heroine, like, you know, it's kind of like spinning some of the dark fairy tales on their head or the fairy tales on their head to be a little bit more, I would say, like empowered and a little bit darker.
Wow, I'm so excited.
Thank
for that.
you.
That's
so I want to
amazing.
do like the long dresses.
Yeah.
And again, I'm revealing all the secrets, but I want to do like the long dresses. And I want to do the heroine hair, and I want to do like very little makeup.
You're really revising the fairy tale too by being like, I want to do this long hair, but I'm gonna have clip-ins, so I don't have to actually deal with it day to day. We know Rapunzel's
We're not putting that work in. Rapunzel
showers took forever.
We do know. It took her hours to curl that hair every day, and I don't have that kind of time. I'm a working lady.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, really, I just kind of wanted like that. And I think I always am craving sort of the opposite in some ways.
Yeah.
Not that this is the polar opposite, but like California Queen was like lots of gems and it was almost like very monochromatic, very glam. Like I would do like the blue eyeliner with the blue feathers with the blue, or like the green and the green and the green. And it took a lot of work in its own way because it was very like soft glam. But with a bit of like that color monochromatic twist. And and now I'm sort of like, okay, I'll put the energy into the hair. But the makeup is like we live in the woods. So like
we don't
have
access to Sephora in the woods.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I'm a frequent Sephora VIB. But you know what I mean? Like, so that was kind of where my brain was going. But really, for me, it always stems like from the music itself. Like, what does this music, when I listen to it, make me feel and think of? And like, 100%. What are the images? And part of that for me, I always kind of do it like after the fact. Just because the music to me comes first. But I have a lot of fun with it. So I'm excited to see where that goes because I'm still in the beginning stages of that record and like things could change, so don't quote me on any
totally.
of it, but that's like
this is all legally binding.
Yeah, you're like you're doing the colors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're like you're in the woods.
Yeah, you're in the woods.
You have no choice now.
It's fine if you scrap the idea. I'll just be in the woods.
Yeah,
that'll be my next comedy.
I'll lend you.
Yeah,
exactly. It'll be a little mismatched. I can fix that for you.
I'm sure it'll look fine.
I can fix that. Yeah. So
we're gonna jump into our game called Would You Rather.
Would you rather, would you rather, would you rather?
I love that.
I am so excited to ask you. We kind of touched on this, but I'm curious to sort of put a little heat to the question here.
Ooh,
would you rather change your hair for every single album or project?
Oh,
every single one.
Every single one.
Or never change it.
Every single one.
Every single one, for sure. Yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling. I feel like for a lot of people, this is more of a challenging question. But for you, it feels like it makes sense.
I think for some people, they would definitely say no.
Yeah.
Because,
they don't want to be like beholden to.
Yes.
Like, we're talking like late career. You're like 5+ albums in, and
it's a lot of work, but we're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know that I don't know that I want to sign on the dotted lines today, but we're doing it.
Yeah, exactly. This actually has made me think, like, for comedy, this doesn't really exist. Like, I feel like sometimes a comic might, like, I don't know, they might naturally change their hair if it just happens to them in their life.
But if they don't have to do it for their project.
You would never, for your album, you would never be
I'm changing the hair.
But this is giving me ideas, actually, listening to you, where I'm like, wait,
but we love the bangs.
Yeah, we do love the bangs.
Do you think you'd ever get rid of the bangs? I love them.
I do think about it every once in a while, but mostly it's just have we been doing this for so long? But also I feel like it works. So like maybe
you look really good at the bangs.
Yeah.
To be honest, I did bangs in like 2014, 13 maybe.
Yeah.
And I have a very large 5 head. So I was like, I gotta get bangs.
You're like gotta.
And so I thought like I should do bangs because of the 5 head.
Yeah.
And then I went to
what is a 5 head? Is that a term? Wait, I don't know this.
It's an extremely large forehead.
Okay.
So
got it. 4 to 5. Yes, math. I wasn't very good at math.
I wasn't good at math.
Okay,
either.
yeah.
That's the only math that I know. But I was like, okay, I've got a bit of like a 5 head. So I was like, maybe if we do bangs, it'll look more normal. And then I got the bangs, which, as you know, like you can't come back from very easily or very quickly. No,
it's a commitment. If you don't like it, you're screwed.
So I went to my
therapist.
And she told me, don't keep these bangs.
Oh, she did?
She was
my God.
She was like, they don't look good on you.
Oh my God. That's so
she was a real one.
Which I was about to say, that's bold because I feel like therapists aren't really supposed to give you their opinions.
I feel like that's day one. Yeah,
she's like,
bold.
She's like, okay, I know I'm not supposed to say anything. This goes against HIPAA, but do you need to get rid of the bangs? Yeah.
She was like, I have to break the HIPAA to tell you this. Like,
exactly.
Like these bangs aren't your looks, sweetie.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God.
And so I was like, oh my
good.
God, okay, I got to get rid of the bangs. Because I'm like, if she, like, I'm literally like paying her to tell me the truth.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
And everyone else is telling me I look good with these bangs.
Yeah.
And she's telling me, like, get these bangs off.
I had most of my friends, I did actually have a friend who once said, she went, it's not that you didn't look good before, but the bangs are really good. It was a very so I was like, okay, so we're keeping them.
It's an
what
honest
it sounds like.
Yeah.
So I think for me, they'll probably be sticking around for a long time. Not to mention the headshot battle. I don't even want to think about it.
It's too stressful.
Everything would have
everything.
to. Yeah, too much.
We can't do it. Maybe in like 10 years when you need them anyway. Like, right?
Right.
That's what I always think. I'm like, in 10 years when we have to replace these for sure.
When I need them to be longer because my hair is just so thin and
when we really gotta like, fix this up,
exactly.
then we'll do it. So I need to give you a would you rather.
Hit me.
I had 2. So I'm like, what am I feeling right now?
Yeah, what are you feeling?
I have one.
Okay.
Would you rather? And I hope you haven't gotten this already.
No, let's do it.
But if you have, we'll throw out the next one.
I actually haven't gotten a duplicate yet. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Would you rather shave your head entirely, like go bald?
Bald. Totally bald.
Or would you rather have one of those mohawks?
Oh my gosh. One of those mohawks.
I don't really have a specific
like
I'm envisioning like one of those like
yes, yeah, way back. Okay.
Like you have hair, but it's a full-blown mohawk.
I'm gonna go shaved head.
Okay, I could see that.
And I think it's because I don't know. I associate mohawks with like
dudes.
Dudes and like the sporty dudes. Yeah, rocker, sporty dudes, rocker dudes that I knew in like high school. that like that was a very distinct look.
Right. But bald hair could be like Charlize Theron.
Yes,
it could be Natalie Portman.
It also could be me not
caring about styling.
Me getting out of the shower and immediately
leaving the house.
Oh my God, me getting ready faster than my boyfriend. Just like bye. Ready to go.
Yeah,
like
we don't even need shampoo anymore.
Right. Oh my gosh. So many products.
Saving money.
Just walking by whole shelves in CVS like
it's
does
freedom.
Not apply.
Actually, should we go?
Yeah, let's go. Let's both do it. Your team would love that.
They would
I can
love
tell.
That. I think
they'd be really excited,
really happy, and stoked about that.
They're like, there is a level of like, oh, I actually feel like I could. So I think that's what I would do, mostly because I feel like a mohawk. It's a look if you can pull it off,
a lot
but
of work,
it doesn't.
though, right?
It's a lot of work. I don't know that my hair will want to stand up that way.
What's the other one? A mullet?
Yeah, mullet. I feel like I could do like a. I don't know. Like I've seen like wolf cuts, kind of. I don't know. The thing is that I think a mohawk is ultimately would be very challenging and is not very me.
Yes.
Like I don't think anybody sees me and is like mohawk. I don't know that they see shaved head either, but I think they see it more than
they see it more.
Yeah, they see it more than mohawk.
I have the same answer.
I'm thinking about
I would pick shaved head.
Shaved head. Yeah.
I was thinking about because when you ask the question, you're like. In the car, I was like thinking about it, and I was like, "Well, now I have to know."
Your woodland songs would have a whole different kind of crazy vibe if you emerged.
If I was
like
running with the wolves, like with like that would be like, or even bald, like even shaved head, that gives off a very
it would give I think a little bit mental breakdown. I think of like we ran into the woods and we don't want to talk to people ever again.
And like she's not returning.
Right, exactly.
And this might be her last album.
Yeah, if that was the mohawk, that's what I think. Whereas I don't know, for you, the shaved head, I mean, that could give like again, like I'm freeing myself.
I would love to do it like in a dream world. Like if I had no vanity.
Well, I'm so excited that I put this idea into your head for your team to just sweat over. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know that I would look very good at it. I think the therapist would have had to be like,
okay, so when I said get rid of the bangs.
Yeah.
I didn't mean no hair.
Yeah, exactly. I think she'd be like, I don't know about this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But I do like the idea of not having to like style hair every day.
Yeah. Oh, it would be
like
amazing. So freeing.
Being a woman is hard.
Amen to that. Kara, thank you so much for coming on today. This was amazing. I'm so excited to hear the next album.
Thank you.
So excited to have you back on.
Thank you.
And
I know
unpack
with the
that.
with the bald head, I'll be back.
Thank you so much. And looking forward to having you back next time.
Thank you for having me. I can't wait for your comedy shows.
I'll see you there.